Creativity is absolutely essential in the effectiveness debate, and it's in danger of being squeezed in the digital era where everything can be measured to the last nanosecond. Holding on to the big idea, the big creative idea, is the essential difference between a great brand and a less great brand.
I think creativity is critical for effectiveness, but equally I think consistency is important, and I think there's a real premium for consistency. And one of the challenges I think in the industry is we move very quickly from one thing to the next.
So I had this hypothesis about 18 months ago that long-term campaigns that contained what I call a fluent device would be more profitable and more likely to return, give you market share gains over the long term. And what I mean by a fluent device is either a character that drives the drama and is used repeatedly, time after time after time, and changed just slightly each time. So perhaps the Meerkats would be a good example of that, compare the market. Or perhaps a scenario that is repeated time after time, like Specsavers should have gone to Specsavers.
I sense that I can teach a little bit to people who are writing characters in commercials, and they can teach a little bit to me as well. People in adverts know how to make that impact really quickly, and that's something David and I were always trying to do. David Williams once said, he had this idea of a man who goes into a shop and asks for incredibly specific things, and the example he used was a pirate memory game called Yo Ho Ho, suitable for ages 4 to 8. And then the way we executed those sketches with this, putting it in a quaint northern toy shop, and then Margaret, and then these long pauses before the wife answered yes, and the fact that we never saw the wife, and all of that came later. Everything started with just this one idea, and all the other layers can come after that. That's fine. It doesn't mean that it'll be completely two-dimensional.
This is more than just a distinctive asset, a logo or a piece of music. It is a distinctive asset on steroids. And those devices, they're repeated again and again and again. The great thing about them is that they speak to the System 1 pattern recognition.
The reason I'm a real advocate for fluent devices is consumers are not thinking about us every second of the day, and it allows consumers to very quickly associate with your brand, with something.
Character fluent devices were much more likely to generate long-term and broad effects. So new customer gain, market share gain, reductions in price sensitivity, a suggestion of that, and profit gain.
I mean, it is amazing how much emotion there is around a character. It really is something that people can get behind.
I think creativity has been abandoned as a topic of conversation over recent years. A lot of focus on different types of media spend, 60-40 and so on, which is all very helpful. But people talking about the work itself, we haven't seen much of that. And I think it's quite exciting. And when I talk about the work and fluent devices, the room lights up, actually, because people are extremely interested in the work.
Nearly all good ideas form a new synapse. So it'll never be entirely science. The creative spark will always come first.